Hello, good morning. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the coil spring on the front strut of this Porsche Cayenne 2016 e-hybrid, as it's broke. So to start off with, I'm going to remove this panel and it will reveal the nuts that are holding the strut in place first. So just going to position my camera to do that. So, oops, daisy. So, bear with me. So, the plastic covering I'm going to remove off. I'll take off all these pieces. They're easy to come off, as you can see. These little things, just pop them up, and come off. Yeah, it's a little tiny screwdriver. Just as soon as you pop it up, it should pull off. Pop it up. Pull off, like so. So again here, pop it up. There we go. Get all of this in place, like so. Pull it off. So let's just place this here. Come off. There. So see what we're doing. Let's just lift this section here away. This comes off. Simple as that. This one here. Take that off. Like so. Get to the strut itself. It's about here. Remove that. This is like a drain tray. Away. Give me a torch on that. As you see, because obviously once it's jacked up, I think you'll be able to see anything. It'll be too high. Right. Okay. Yeah, I've just had a look, and we don't really need to remove this section here. So I thought it might be there. It's not. Actually, the strut bolts are down here. If you can see, them down there. There, you can see. All right. A bit tricky to get to, so I might have to take a few bits and pieces around this area off. So I'll have a little tackle at that. Okay, I had to undo a few bolts to get to it to make it a little bit easier. Not too sure if you could leave them in. The only thing is it'll be a bit tight in getting the top bolts off for the suspension mount. The reason why I'm doing it now, because obviously later on it's going to be jacked up and it's going to be a little bit difficult, as I've got a few blocks, as you can see, to stand on to just get over. Could potentially remove the strut to make it easier, and put a block of wood underneath to support the bonnet, but I haven't. So anyway, so this is what I've removed. This is out of the way, so you can, if you can see, if I get this out of the way, this here, as you can see, took that off. See, a little bit of it was clipped onto the hybrid cables here. It was clipped on. I just had to pull that off. 2 bolts are taken off that goes on there from the hybrid cables. These hybrid cables here were clipped onto it on the side. It just pulls off. So what I'm going to do is just have a look, see where this wire for the suspension comes through here. This bit here, so I know exactly where it is. Like I say, it comes through the bar itself there. So I'm just going to take that. Out. Just going to pause and come back again. Okay, so now I've got this part out of the way. Let's just put that aside. The other bits, as you can see now, clearly the bolts for the strut itself. So now that's revealed, I'm going to get on with jacking the car up and taking the wheel off. So bear with me. Okay, the vehicle is now jacked up. Also put some axle stands there for support, because I will be removing that jack to use it later on to raise the hub itself. Right, let me take you around to have a look to see what the problem's here. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, here's the strut suspension. If you look up there, see it snapped. So what I'm going to do is going to remove the strut completely. Let's see how we go. Need to lubricate the bolts first as well. Okay. Right, so the bolts, I'm going to lubricate this one. That one there. Just down here. And this one here. Okay, I think I'm going to have to remove this one as well, so I don't cause any damage when I lift this up and out of the way. To be on the safe side, I'll do that one as well. Okay, let's lubricate that. So what I've done is I've removed that bolt that's holding this, just to be on the safe side when I lift this up out of the way. Doesn't cause any strange or strain. Oops, excuse me my words, strain. Okay, let's get on and undo the big bolts. Right, I bought this ball joint remover tool, or ball joint splitter we're going to call it, from Amazon. Just needed one really, but I thought it was a cheap set. It is a cheap set, hopefully it'll be alright. Decided to use this one, so I've already got the file there. As you can see, it's a snug one, just got to tighten it up, try and get it off. I've put a different bolt on there as well. I've not used the original bolt, so that's the original bolt, just kept that. So put a different bolt on there. Just going to see if I can just try and pop that off now. So, let's give that a go. If I can get the position of the camera, you can see. Let's have a look. Positioning cameras difficult. Let's do it then. Excuse me. Oh, that is stiff. That is stiff. Okay, that is off now. What I've done was I went to go and grab a hammer, as you can see, and I started to give it a knock on that, and then the pressure that I put on it has now released it. What I'll do now is just move the bolt off there, see, it's actually not a bad condition ball joint that, good. I need to remove these because now this is moving around a bit now, so I don't want these to have any tension on them, so I'm going to remove these. Should pop off nice and easy. There we so. That one there. You noticed I lubricated it earlier on. A bit of WD-40. And this one, it comes off. So that one stays on. And then we've released it from here. So we should have some sort of movement. Keep an eye on it, don't put any strain on it. Check around and see what else needs to be removed as well. As you can see. Okay, what I've got is an 18mm socket on here. Let's remove this bolt. Going on here. Just holding the drop link. And I've got an 18mm ring spanner at the back because it started to spin. So it just stops. So as I turn it, as you see, there we go, it's coming off now. Turn it off. And there you go. That's off. Yeah, I've decided to take the other cables off because if you're looking at it, once I remove, I've removed that bolt there. Once I remove that, this bolt here, this control arm, looks like it will drop even more, and these are quite tight already, so I want to slacken these off to cause no tension on them. So what I've done is I stuck a screwdriver in the hole here, just poke it in there, and it should pop out like that. So that section's off there, so there's no need to remove that. If I want to remove that, get that out, it's basically, don't pull it out, just twist it, and it narrows it, and it should come straight out like that. Okay. Right, I'm going to loosen the big bolt at the bottom that's holding the suspension arm in. Over here. It's a 21mm. I've already loosened it up slightly. A bigger bar, so now let's see. Let's go in. Yeah, it's turning, but it's spinning around the other side, so I need to get a span around the other side as well. Okay, now I've got myself a ring spanner, so hold there, hold that in place, and then just undo this bolt here. That's what it is. Just keep turning it, and it will come. Alright, it's loosened off. Take that off. There we go. So now that's all loosened off. That bolt there is holding there. And that bolt there, it's all still on. Don't need to take that one off. I'm just going to release that. So what I need to do is I need to release the tension that's holding these bolts in place. So in order to do that, I'm going to get the jack, place it underneath there, jack it up, and just release the tension, and the bolts should actually pop off. So I'm going to do that now. Right, I've positioned the jack in place. Just going to jack it up, and you'll see, take the tension off that bolt, it'll take the tension off the others. Once I jack it up, you see it move. See it just move there, so it's release the tension now. Okay. Right, ready to hammer these off. So that should come off easy now. Take the tension off. Just see, I'll just get the hammer. Give that a little knock. Just loosen it up. And also, this one is well here. I'll give it a little knock. I'll put the bolt back on it. So here we go. There you go. That's coming out. So what I'm going to do is for that one now, I'm going to undo the bolt. Then I'm going to put this spare bolt, which I've got here, to knock the rest of it out. So what I'll do is on this one, take it off. Just put it on a bit more, just get it to the end. Don't want to cause any damage to the bolt. Like so. It might need to go up a little bit more anyway, because it looks like it's still. Oh, yeah, see. It's Gonna give it a slight knock. Just see here. Be careful not to damage the thread. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over it now. I need 2 hands to hammer that, chisel that out. Okay, and same with the bottom. Okay, I've undone the bolts on the top there. So what I'm going to do, as you see, there's a plate. I don't know if you can see it. That plate there. Once I've undone it, I can get to it. So I'm just trying to reach. This car's jacked up. This comes off. Like so. So what? Let me stick on them blocks again. 1 second. Tell you what, I'm not that short, but yeah, so see it's jacked up. There you go. Better view. So that plate come off, as you can see. It's a bit blocked from there. So once I just drop the shock, that should just come down. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to get it out. There's that bulkhead here. So once I drop the shock, it should come out easily. So they're undone. So now what I'm going to do is finish off down here, taking these bolts out now, release the tension up there. So narrow ways out, put the bolt in there to hammer it out. As I said, this is a spare bolt that I've got, I'm using to knock that bolt out. Let's go all the way in. Just unscrew that out. Just a little bit of tension still on there, that's what it is. There you go. That is that. A bit of movement on that now, you can see it's dropped now. So now we can get this one out. Okay, let's go down with 2 hands. There you go. I used 2 hands to get that out. It's quite a long bolt, that is. And I pushed it back, you see there. Once it came out, right, oops, my glove's stuck. Once it came out, the shock, as you see, dropped a little bit more, which makes it easier to get out. It's come away from up there as well. So that plate, as I said to you, the one I couldn't get to, is loose up there now. Get it out of the way. Leave it there, it's not a problem. Let it drop. Let's get it out of the way. Okay, there you go. That's the plate. Comes there, so that's ready. See it's come out there. So now, going to jiggle that shoulder and get it out. We're going to have to lift this out of the way, lift that up, and try and get it out. If I can position the camera. Right, so what I'm going to do now is try and remove that shock, but the jack is still up, so I'm going to let the jack down, give us a bit more room, and get it out of the way. Okay, so let's drop down even more so help us. Okay, so let's give that a go. Get this through here first, top part. And there we go. Bit of jiggling, but it's out. Best thing is just be careful of these wires here. You want to completely get it out of the way. I would suggest, if you wanted to, just remove the ABS plug, which is down here. The ABS plug, as you can see, this bit here. If you wanted to remove it completely, that one there. But I thought I might as well leave that. Don't want to snap it. Okay, so now that is out. As you can see, damage, broken coil spring. It's caused a little bit of damage to the top mount. Didn't get a new one, but there you go. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put the bolts back on, just keep them safe. This one here, I'm going to stick that back in there, so I don't lose these things. I'll stick that back in there. Put the bolt on as well. Bolts on. That's on. That's on. All the places. Right, just gave the strut a little bit of a clean, so we can see part numbers and that. As you can see, that is mangled, completely snapped, probably in a couple of places. I mean, even this bit is it's come off. So I took it out, so it's dropped out of there. Gonna work out, so before I take this off, I need to know that there is going to be the front. So I need to make sure that top mount, I'm going to put back on and secure it back in place and release the tension. That is straight in line with that. Obviously it's moved a bit, you see it's gone a bit loose. It's very loose, so it moves around a little bit, as you can see. So, but yeah, that bolt there, it's got to be straight down in line with that line. Straight up, straight bolt with the line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark, just going to mark that one. I know that should be to the right, so I can remember that. But I'll mark that one. Probably just a little bit of a permanent marker. When even looking at the support brackets, even those look like they come out of place. We don't know where even the spring goes anyway, as you see. But once I take that off, I'm sure there's holes in there, but that would slot in and fit comfortably. But we'll only tell when we take that off. Okay, what we've got here is we've got this cable here sticking out. Obviously we can't get a socket in there to undo that. I don't know if Porsche might have a special tool for that. So what I'm going to do, looking at it the way it is this plate here, which is for the top mount rubber plate, holds it in place. I think if I take that off, I'll be able to take the rubber out as well. That's in there. There's a bit of rubber in there, rubber mount. Probably will be able to get to it. And the way to do that is these little rivets in there. They look like they're aluminium. They're holding it in place. Yeah, I mean it's held in place once you've got it on anyway. So obviously that's held in place just so you can buy the whole thing complete. So I'm going to take that off. Hammer those, excuse the noise. Seems to be some work going on around here. Obviously someone's doing a loft extension there. Anyway, so that there, I'm going to chisel that off and obviously put it back in the right place. If you see, once I've done that, you can see that it releases it a bit, so bear with me and I'll get it off. Okay, I've just hammered the last one off with a screwdriver. As you see, that can come out now. Obviously that's there to put that in place. Probably might be able to secure it in place afterwards again. But yeah, tell you what I'll do is I'll mark it so I can put it in the exactly right place again. just do that with the permanent marker again. Okay. Okay. So what I do is I mark that on there. And it goes through here. So we know it's there. Alright. Take that off. Excuse me. Take that off now. Releases that rubber. Hopefully it should come out. Oh, the whole thing's turning, it's all loose. Wow. Where's that? Okay. Okay, back to this again. I've taken the top bracket off. Doesn't really make much of a difference because the rubber mount is actually secured in by the bolt. So back to square one again. I'm going to see if I can get a tool for that. I've got some oxygen sensor tools, but they're too big. So I'm going to see if I can get a smaller one to try and squeeze in there. Right, starting this video again. I wasn't going to show this part of the video, but might as well show to see what I've actually done in getting this bolt off that was on here. So eventually got the bolt off. I'll tell you the way I've done it, because you might have problems in doing it yourself. The way well, I'll tell you what, you see what I've got here now is I've actually cut the wire. As you can see, I've cut the wire. Here's the other end of the wire. I mean, I could have taken the cable from the inside, but it's quite technical and I don't want to muck about with it, as in it might not connect right. So the easiest way was to cut it. I'm going to reconnect it, resolder it, and put it back on again. It makes sense. Should have taken it off in the first place. Made things a little bit easier. So just to give you advance warning of that, you could probably do that. So what I've done was I had to go and buy this tool here, which is called an access socket set, which is a laser one. It's the only one I could get today. Add that on there, try to get it off. Still couldn't get it off with a socket with a ratchet on there, because obviously there's a 10mm. I think it's less than 10mm days. I think it might be a 3/8 on there, so it was difficult in getting that off. So what I've done was, another plan was to go and get my impact gun. The only thing is, this is a 3/8, so obviously it wouldn't fit on my impact gun. So I had to go and buy some impact adapters, which I've got here. Impact adapters, put it on there. So it comes off a lot easier. The bolt will come off a lot easier if you had an impact driver on it, because I didn't really need to compress the spring, because as you can see, the spring broke in quite a few places. There's another piece I've got outside as well. So the spring broke in quite a few places. So it didn't even need compressing. It was already loose. So yeah, an impact driver will get that off a lot more quicker. So there you go, just to give you a bit of advance warning in getting this off with a cable on it. Okay, managed to get the spring on, as you can see. Use the free clamp system. In fact, yeah, I'll show you the clamps that I used. I used these ones. I originally bought these off, well, I had these originally, but I bought these here. I didn't think they were good enough, so I kept those on and put these on as well. I have two sets on, and they come in a pack of 3. They do, and these are pretty good. These are heavy duty. You can tighten these down or take them off. But yeah, I had the whole lot on. It was hard, as I say, it wasn't easy from pressing it, but we got it on. As you can see, the spring snapped and well, a few places there. Another piece missing here as well. What I didn't show you, I'll show you now, is when I cut the wires, I rejoined them up, which I think is the best thing to do. I've got heat shrunk tape over it. So basically, I joined the wires up, heat shrunk with a small size, and just heat it up. You can heat it with a naked flame or a blow dryer. So basically, it's these. Slot them over the top before you put them together, heat them up, and it does the job. Obviously this goes back on. So okay, get rid of the fit on the car now. Right, I've got this strut complete in order to put it back on. To watch one of my videos, it came off. So basically, the way I want to put it in is the way I took it out. And I know this cable was to the left, and it came out that way. So we're going to try and do that. See if it works. So in, cable to the left. Where's the right come in? Let's see if we can. That's it. So basically, I'll get it close to the body, and bring the bottom end forward towards the hub. That should give us a bit of room. There you go. Just in there. That is the best way to do it instead of mucking about sideways. So yeah, and then what I'll do is up here, I don't know if you can see it, I'll lift this up, get that underneath the ball joint. Like so. There you go. Right. And I can jiggle it around. Which made it difficult. I had that still in, just to keep the bolts together. Right, so that's in. What I'm going to do is thread the wire through the top. As you can see that, just thread the wire through the top there, and obviously I had to push that up to get the last bit in. There, it's in. Put a cloth so it doesn't damage the drive shaft codes, because it's got the sticker for the code on it, so it was damaging it. Right, so I've done that, so I'm going to need 2 hands to get that in place. Right, I've jacked it up, so the bolts are in place. I've just got to put the bracket back in on top, which is that one, and then bolt it up. But also what I've noticed, how important it is, as I said, we needed to mark it when we marked it originally at the top here. Here, when I marked it with the permanent marker there, that was supposed to be in line straight down with that. It isn't, so we've got a slight twist there. As you see, once I bolt it up, I'm going to try and twist that straight and see how we go with that. Okay. as you see, I managed to get it straight. Got the bolt in. Still got to put the bolt in on the other side. How I got it straight? It's just basically get yourself a crowbar, stick it in there, and just give it a tug. Did lubricate the top, a bit of WD-40, help it slide around. So yeah, that's what I've done there. Now I've just got to jack it up a bit more and put this bolt in as well. Okay, so now I've got them bolts in nice and tight. Another tip I could give you is, obviously making stupid little errors, is this one, this bolt here, trying to get that in, we ain't going to get it in because of how long the bolt is. So taking it out, when we straighten it up, it's going to be up here somewhere. We ain't going to be out, when we actually jack it up a little bit to level it up, and you ain't going to get the bolt in. So easy way to do it, probably take it off completely. So I would have done next time. Just take the whole thing off completely here, undo that bolt, make it come off complete, and then it should hopefully line up. So take that off there, and hopefully that will line up there. We'll put the bolt through, and then what I'll do is to get this bit on, just need to chuck the jack underneath that and raise that anti-roll bar, and it should line it up down. That should be all right. Okay, got the drop link on the other side. Just put the top ball joint on, jacked it up, put tension on it. It's spinning around, so what I need to do is I need to tighten it. I'm going to have to use a spanner to do that. So I need to use a Torx bit, which I've got here, goes in there to hold it in place. And I'm going to put a spanner for it first, okay, like so. Now it's tight enough, it's not going to spin off. I'll use the ratchet now. Right, make it nice and tight. Okay, now that's on. The rubber's back in place. And we continue on. Oh, and I've also put the headlight adjustment back on as well, so I've just got to tighten that back up as well. Okay. Right, I'm now back up top, and I'm going to put that bracket back. As you can see, this bracket here. Just got to remember to put the cable that comes through the top of the shock absorber through the bracket. Alright, I can show you. See here, it's going to go down there. It's got to come through there. Okay, done it, put it on. Saying, see there. Put it on there. And this is the one I'm talking about, coming through here, through this middle part here. So the bolts that I got on, the 10mm bolts, as you can see down there. There's one there and there's one behind. I use the socket, 10mm socket, but also put a little bit of blue tack sticking this there to stick the bolt so the bolt don't fall as I was putting it putting it on. Right, all the bolts are all on. Just be careful not to drop them. So I did drop one down there and it was difficult to find it. I managed to locate it in the end. So what's next? That's it really. All it is now is to put the wheel back on. So there you go. I mean, I did this video so you can actually see, you know, how to do it, have a look at it, see if it's easy or not, because that's what I did, see if it's easy. Showing all the little bits, little mistakes to make, as in like making things a little bit more easier. So yeah, I hope this helps anyone that, you know, wants to tackle it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward to do, but it's, yeah, a bit fiddly. So it's probably a little bit more easier than other cars. The only thing is, the difficult part of it was the compressing of the spring. That's what it was, just that really. So if you know someone at a garage that can probably do it, got a machine compressor that can actually compress the spring in, probably a little bit easier, just won't take too long to do. Other than that, yeah, it's not too bad. Just got to put the wheel on and take you for a test drive. Thank you and good luck.